Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another Gamers Plus discussion. And I'm again doing this discussion from work. But I have a down moment, so I'm going to go ahead and run through something that's been on my mind for a little bit. And that's, is the Switch Successor going to be underwhelming? Now, I know there's got to be somebody who's thinking that that's a weird question to ask, but really, when you think about it, just give yourself a moment to really think about all that the Switch has achieved in the amount of time it has achieved it. And on top of that, all the stuff that's currently and will be available for the Switch that we currently know of, plus whatever we don't know of. Now, this generation, Nintendo came out swinging, and they came out swinging hard. And they're still swinging. So, for me, I'm just wondering, does this mean that the follow-up to the Switch is going to be underwhelming? Not to say that it's going to be bad. I'm not trying to imply it's going to be bad. But you just got to think, well, if the Switch has all of this stuff and it's achieved so much, does that mean that its follow-up may just not do so well? And that's something to consider. I mean, the same thing happened with the Wii and the Wii U. The Wii did astronomical, and then the Wii U didn't perform very well for various reasons. And then the Switch comes out, does astronomical. So are we going to run into a situation where the follow-up is going to be, again, underwhelming, and this time they're not running two separate platforms like they did when it came down to the Wii U and DS, or the Wii and DS, and then the Wii U and 3DS. We're not going to have that same situation. They're not going to have a fallback if they stick with the hybrid format. Again, I'm not trying to make it sound like, okay, the next console is going to be horrible, it's going to be bad or whatever. Far from it. I think it will be an excellent console, and it will probably upgrade on a lot of things that the Switch does and will do. But there's just the thing in the back of my mind, the Switch was not supposed to take off the way it did. Nobody expected it to. At least not as far as people who hang around the gaming sphere for a good long time. Hell, even I was kind of skeptical of it taking off and succeeding at a high level. And I'm willing to admit that, especially with how gaming media tried to downplay it before it released. Why wouldn't I have that in the back of my mind? Why wouldn't I think and be on the side of caution and say, well, I don't expect it to do any more than maybe 40 million. That was where my expectations lied. And the Switch has far exceeded them as far as where it would actually land. Because I think even Nintendo probably didn't plan for as many Switches as what's happening now. Chances are, at best, they probably thought that they may get to 60 million. And at worst, they probably figured 20. So, I've got to say that I'm pretty sure that this console has done well beyond where they thought it would go. And they're getting games that nobody really expected for it to get. I mean, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is not a cloud version. It's going to be running directly on the hardware. So, and that brings into a lot of questions about plenty of other games. But if this is the height that the Switch is getting to currently, where does the follow-up go? Now, I mean, me personally, I have so many different ideas on that myself where I would like to see it go. But Nintendo can be full of surprises. I mean, they can always find a way to drop something on you that you wouldn't expect them to do, like they have constantly done with this particular console throughout its life cycle. So, it's just one of those things to think about. It's something to look at and consider, and to maybe just take some time and get to understand that The Switch is doing great. It's breaking records. It's getting a lot of stuff that people wouldn't have expected to be on the Nintendo platform. And on top of that, nearly everything is selling well. Nearly everything is selling well. Nintendo's first party is doing well. The majority of third parties are doing well. Indies are doing well. Everybody's eating off of this thing. So, is it wrong to worry that everybody's going to have these super high expectations for the next platform, and then it may just be underwhelming to people because their expectations are going to be past the moon? I don't think that that's unreasonable to think. I don't think that it's unreasonable to assume that people are going to be underwhelmed by the next console, unless Nintendo can make lightning strike twice in succession, which is possible. It's highly possible that they could. I just don't know if we should expect it, right? I don't know, but that was really it. That was what was on my mind, what was in my head at the moment. Because again, this platform is doing very well. A lot of people are happy with it. A lot of games have come to it, and it's a runaway success. But will it still be able to keep running? Is the problem. All right, you guys, let me know what you think. That's it for me. Thank you guys very much for listening again. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out, everybody.